Hello there, my name is Marcus, and welcome to my channel. On our most recent trip to Walt Disney World, we had the opportunity to try out the Magic Kingdom's newest attraction, Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I am very excited to bring you my honest review and thoughts of this new attraction. It opened up a few months back. It is the replacement to Splash Mountain, the controversial ride that a lot of people wanted to remain open, and a lot of people, like myself, we were ready for it to close and move on with the times. So we had the option to either go with the virtual queuing or the lightning lane. Virtual queuing is always going to take longer. That's just the method that Disney World is using for you to actually get in line to wait a normal time for a new attraction. We decided to forego that and pay the money for lightning lane this time around. It was $26 for the three of us each. So 26 times 3, about $85. We were able to get right on the ride basically with this method. Was the $85 worth beating the crowd and not having to wait an hour and a half to get on the attraction? Yes, 1000% it was. I mean, if you got the funds to spare, if you're balling, not even balling, like if you don't want to wait, I definitely recommend utilizing that lightning lane, man. I would do it 1,000 times over again if I have the money. This is us just going to get in line for the attraction. Just some numerous subtle changes. I will admit that the outer exterior front look of the ride, I do prefer that to Splash Mountain. Just the more greenery, kind of giving it that more swampy look, just a more beautiful overlay of the attraction itself. Just your warning sign there, you may get wet. You're definitely going to get wet. It's Splash Mountain, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, no change there. I love this entrance to the queuing system here. It's just a reminiscent of a store, Tiana's Foods. So that was very cool. Just showing you the line system here. The one to the right is the virtual queuing. The one that we're in, the left, is the lightning lane. So as you see, the virtual queuing, even if you do it that way, you're still going to be waiting. And it seems to me that whichever lane you pick, whether it be lightning lane or virtual queuing, you get a different experience. So obviously this is the experience if you choose the lightning lane. So you get a whole bunch of pictures of Tiana's family, Tiana and Prince Naveen, Tiana's mom. You also get a cool little history of her father as well. Apparently he was in the military, looks like World War I. I never knew that from the original movie, so that's really cool to find out. Got some old school pictures here. Apparently the movie itself technically takes place in the early 1900s. So as you can see here, that's one of the pictures of him being in the military. So that's super cool. You also see a bunch of news articles of Tiana winning a bunch of contests for her food, and you see her restaurant and just all of the awards and whatnot that she has gathered. And you also see some newspaper articles about her father. Apparently he was a really cool dude. Got some first place blue ribbons. I really loved the interior decorations for the walkthrough. Absolutely, if you're a fan of The Princess and the Frog, they do a diligent job of making you feel like you're a part of Tiana's story, kind of like her come up from the ending of the movie to where she is now. So definitely fans of Princess Tiana and The Princess and the Frog, they're going to feel right at home for sure. Now, if you don't like Princess and the Frog and you don't like Tiana, it might be a little tough for you. Just enjoy the ride, I guess, but you'll definitely be right at home if you enjoy the movie. So as we approach the actual ride portion of the video, let me state that my commentary will continue over this portion of the video, but I do have a specific front row POV Tiana's Bayou Adventure video on my channel. I will post a link to that in the description below. If you clicked specifically trying to look for something of that nature, it is on the channel. Just hop into the description box and it will be right there. So this portion of the video will just be my overview of the actual ride itself. Okay, first things first to mention for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the ride track. It is exactly the same as Splash Mountain. So if you're coming on here or if you're traveling to Walt Disney World expecting a completely different attraction track, etc., you're going to be disappointed. Think of Norway being turned into Frozen Ever After. It's completely different. It's a completely the same ride track, different attraction, but the track. So all the dips and drops and surprises, they're all exactly the same. There is no change. The three drops that are in Splash Mountain, those three drops are exactly the same in Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Okay, now let's tackle probably the biggest debate on from Splash Mountain to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, the music. Did you enjoy the soundtrack to Princess and the Frog? Grab your paintbrush, we're painting the town. Versus Pretty Good Soldier Boy, Pretty Good Soldier Boy, how do you do? Listen, as a Disney World fan that's been going, taking his family for the last 15, 16 years now, there is no denying the catchiness of the Splash Mountain soundtrack. Oh my God. It is so good. Oh, I miss it so much. And I loved the Princess and the Frog soundtrack. I loved it so much. But it's just something about that soundtrack with Splash Mountain, boy. I think I have to give the nod to the old school on that one, boy. And I loved Almost There. I mean, I sung a rendition of Almost There on the channel. I love that soundtrack, boy. But it is something about that music that plays during Splash Mountain that is just magical. It really is. There's no denying it. And that's not to take anything away from the soundtrack to Princess and the Frog. It's incorporated so perfectly into Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Every favorite song from the Princess and the Frog is here. It's there. It's incorporated. It's bussing. It's loud. It gets you in the mood. It makes you excited to ride the ride. But boy, maybe it's just the old school Disney World in me. It's just something about that Splash Mountain, boy. That's just, whew, that's tough. That's tough, man. It really is. Okay, next let's tackle the animatronics. It's kind of a not very fair one. It's tough to compare a 2024 animatronic with a 1992 animatronic. It's technically 1989. That's when Splash Mountain opened up in Disneyland. But the animatronics of Tiana and the alligator, I cannot think of his name to save my life, and her other animal friends, her as a frog, it's a non-negotiable that they outclass the animatronics that were built in 1992 of Brett, Fox, Rabbit, and Bear. What are you going to do? I mean, it is what it is, man. The showcase of the animatronics and the artwork, I mean, it's just not even a competition. It's just the colors are so vibrant. The bushes and the grasslands and the mountains are freshly painted. They look amazing. It's just, I enjoy Tiana's character more so than I enjoy Brett Rabbit's character, because I actually went to the theater to go see Princess and the Frog, where the only experience that I have with Song of the South is the research that I have done on the movie, but I've actually never watched it from start to finish. I've only researched it. But so it's kind of a no-brainer for me to choose the animatronics for Princess and the Frog. Next, let's tackle the drops. So the three drops, specifically the special effects that goes with each drop on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I tell you what, it's definitely a more creepy factor on Splash Mountain. It's pitch dark. You can kind of feel when the drops are coming, but not really. If it's your first time riding it, you kind of can't tell that they're coming. But definitely a more creepy factor for Splash Mountain. But when you take it into account for Tiana's Bayou Adventure, they add on a rainbow magical shaman effect. Obviously, on one of the drops, you're technically being transformed into a frog. That was super cool. That may have been my favorite portion of the entire Tiana's Bayou Adventure ride, when you transform from human to frog. With the rainbow effect of the drop, it was a perfect rendition to incorporate that aspect into the attraction. Now, on a downside, I definitely enjoyed the creepy kind of anxiety-ridden aspect of Splash Mountain's drops, where Tiana's Bayou Adventure drops, you don't really feel the anxiety. It takes away the fear. It's not really a fear attraction anymore. It's more of a fun family attraction, which obviously that fits Disney a little bit more if I wanted to make an educated assertion of it. But, old school Disney fan in me definitely enjoys the creepy aspect of the old school Splash Mountain. But I see Tiana's Bayou Adventure getting more of a pull because I feel like it's more geared towards families because it more children, more younger audience will be more geared to ride the attraction because they kind of take away the creepy aspect of it. Even the final drop on Splash Mountain, you're greeted by the crows and they're threatening you. They're telling you to turn around, but you can't turn around. You just got to finish it out. Where on Tiana's Bayou Adventure, you're being greeted by Mama Odie telling you that, like, hey, just be brave. You'll be okay. Just do that final drop and then we get to go to a party. So it's apples and oranges. If you enjoy the creepier aspect of it, sorry, life goes on. If you were wanting to take your kids, definitely those younger kids, on this attraction, that is definitely a possibility now because they have opened up the floodgates to make everybody feel comfortable to ride this attraction. And what's funny is I know for a fact that this debate is going to piss off a lot of Splash Mountain enthusiasts. They're going to be like, that's what I'm saying. That's why it shouldn't have changed in the first place. It should have stayed the same. But my retort to that is, come on now. Disney World is for our children and for the up and coming generations. That's why they are changing the classic attractions now. They changed it to Tiana's Bayou Adventure because The Princess and the Frog came out in the early 2000s. So you got to think. All of those little boys and girls that saw that movie when they were kids, they're now becoming adults. So now that they see that attraction is a reality now, that will spur them to want to travel to Disney World to see a movie in a real time that they experienced as a child. Technically, I was already an adult when Princess and the Frog came out, and even I wanted to experience it, even though it came out so long ago. It's just something about seeing the movies that you experienced at a younger age, seeing it come to fruition. It just brings a certain level of nostalgia to the system that's just undeniable. It brings a certain level of passion that just makes you want to experience it. And then that's why I believe that this core decision was made to make the change. Listen, as I've stated before numerous times on this channel before, I love Splash Mountain. I loved this attraction so much. It was one of the core reasons of what made me fall in with Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom in the first place. One of the core reasons why I've been going to this theme park, these parks, every year for the last 15 years. But sometimes you just have to accept the change. You have to accept the progress. You have to fulfill the future so that the future generations can continue the legacy so that they can keep moving forward. Tiana's Bayou Adventure, definitely not perfect. Love to have seen a little bit more thrill to it, but it is still a great replacement to the attraction that I also loved so much. I'm sure a few more rides on the attraction. I've only done it once, but I'm sure, let me get like 10, 15 rides on the thing, and I'm sure the passion and the love will begin to develop as it did for Splash Mountain. It took a few rides for Splash Mountain for me to get passionate about it, like so many other rides did beforehand. And I am so excited for all of your future generations and current generations to experience this attraction. It is absolutely a welcomed addition to the Magic Kingdom and the future for Disneyland. It's great. It fits into Frontierland. It's going to fit into Critter County for Disneyland. All that bockery about it not fitting into Frontierland, that's ridiculous. It's fine. It fits perfectly. It's right next to Big Thunder Mountain. It's great, man. Set in place. Probably my biggest issue with it needs some better souvenirs. Honestly, I was hoping for kind of a mug or like a replica of the mountain itself. It's kind of always been the weird thing that weirded me out about Splash Mountain too. I could never find a statue of the mountain itself to kind of add to my collection. Same thing with Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I don't know why Disney didn't create like a mug that kind of was in the shape of the mountain, or just the mountain itself, like a statue. Like they built replicas of the Haunted Mansion, Cinderella Castle, even Big Thunder, but we never really saw a replica of Splash Mountain. At least I didn't. So, I would love for them to create like a replica of the ride, of the flume at least. So maybe we could get something like that and add it to the core collection in the museum. However, in saying that, that is certainly not to take away anything from the actual attraction itself. Just more so a few nitpicks than anything else. Just the collector's bug in me. Just wanting to add something epic to my home museum, just from a core memory from Disney World that I got to experience and enjoy. So, in closing, would I say, as a tourist who travels to Walt Disney World from the state of Kentucky every year, is Tiana's Bayou Adventure worth making the trip out just to experience this one core attraction? Maybe not this attraction just by itself. However, if you're doing a full day of Magic Kingdom, you're doing Tron, you're doing the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, you're doing Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain, the Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dumbo, you're definitely going to have a core Disney day, a core magical fun day by adding Tiana's Bayou Adventure to your Magic Kingdom day. It is definitely going to be a core experience, a must-do attraction that will be a part of every Disney fan's Disney World goers day for sure. Now, Lightning Lane, is that worth it? Like I stated in the beginning of the video, honestly, it just depends on the size of your party. If it makes sense budget-wise for you, if you're just going by yourself, it's only $25, $26 just to skip that line. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. If you only got 2 or 3 members of your party, if you just got to spend under $100, then yeah, I would definitely foretake that money to save you those couple of hours. Because listen, we've done the virtual queue in brand new attractions before. For example, Spider-Man and Disney's California Adventure. Dude, we waited in that line for 2 hours. Even going through the proper procedures, getting the virtual queue lane, we still ended up, once we actually got in the line, we still waited 2 hours. But when we did Tron, we still ended up waiting an hour and a half, it felt like. So, it sucks that we're in a state of society where you just have to pay so you don't have to wait, but it is what it is. If I can pay $80 to not have to have my family wait an hour to ride something, then I'm gonna do it. And with that, that will end my discussion for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So, y'all know the drill. I want to know how y'all feel about it. Have you done this attraction? How did you feel about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you think it's not a good representation of what Splash Mountain was? Do you think it's a proper replacement? Do you think that Disney was wrong in their replacement of this classic attraction? Or do you prefer the new and improved Tiana's Bayou Adventure? I want to know. Let me know, man. Just try to be somewhat cordial with your comments, please. No crazy stuff. And with that, you can follow me at youtube.com/SmartJack79. I am also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, my friends, thank you for the support. Truly, I will see y'all on the next one. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.